It's time for another sea story with Mr. Durite. Take it away, Mr. Durite. I think they're ready for it.
Welcome back to Sea Stories with Mr. Durite. I am your host, Mr. Durite. Today's show, I would climb a mountain for my shipmates. You like that? I like that. You like that? I like that. This is a no shit true story. Me on the boat. I was a third class at the time. Just got qualified and it was our first deployment. And one of the most important pieces of equipment on the boat, somebody say, oh, it's fire control, oh, it's navigation, oh, it's the reactor. No, no, and no. The most important piece of equipment on the boat is the entertainment system. Because without that, you will have anarchy. You will have a rebellion. You will have a mutiny without that entertainment system. How do I know that? Because right after we left port, crossing the Atlantic, pow, the entertainment center shit the bed. Oh boy. Now, grant you that I was still new and I'm barely able to watch movies now. Because, when you qualify, you can't watch movies. And that was one of the perks of getting qualified. Once you get qualified, first thing you do is get to pick your first movie and everything. So now I'm qualified, we going over, and it's like, what you mean I can't watch movies? What? As you all know, I was a Navy T, and we were in charge of the entertainment system. Now, grant you that I was still new, and usually the low man on the totem pole is the movie PO. And guess who was the movie PO? How did you guess that? Everybody's coming to me, Stuart, what you gonna do about this? What you gonna do about the movies? And I'm like, man, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. When we pull in, we will see about what we can do. Talk to the chop and everything, because trust me, everybody was adamant about these movies. They know how serious it is without entertainment on the boat. Pull into Spain, and I go out to the NEX. You know what the NEX is. And I don't know what NEX stands for, so we're just gonna go. No, yes I do. NEX stands for Navy Exchange. Yeah. Went over there, priced out everything. And of course, the budget ain't there. MWO ain't got that much money for us and stuff, which is funny. I believe that is funny. We can buy $1 billion Tomahawk and shoot them shits like it ain't nothing, but we can't afford a good ass entertainment system for the dudes that shoot that Tomahawk. That's a whole nother story. I don't even want to get into that. They say, okay, you got X amount of dollars, which I think it was like maybe 300. Go find a new entertainment system. Now, one we used to have was a Bose, and they dropped some coin on that. It was over $1,000, But now I gotta go to the next and go find one for $300, where it's gonna last and everybody don't try to choke me out because it broke, So I go up there, price some stuff. I find something. I think it was like $296 or some shit like that. So I bring it back to the chop, and he's like, well, this is not under $300. I'm like, yeah, it's $296. Yeah, but after tax, I'm like, wait a minute, there's no tax. It's the next. He's like, okay, well, you badly squeaked this through it. So here's a check. Go get it and bring it back. It was a whole surround sound system. So it was the DVD player with the built-in amp, subwoofer, and surround sound speakers. Now, nothing wrong with the surround sound speakers from the Bose system that shit itself, just the DVD player shit itself. But I had to get a whole surround sound system because I needed the amp to push the speakers. You follow me? Y'all tech savvy. Y'all know. So anyway, I get the system and everything, bring it back to the boat. And when I say bring it back to the boat, it's like the boat's getting ready to pull out. I get back on board before we pull out, like 2 hours before. I hook it all up. Everything's good to go. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy, except for one problem. The subwoofer was defective, and it didn't play at all. Brand new, out the box, wouldn't play for nothing. We checked the connections, we checked everything. People were pulling out tool bags left and right. It didn't work. So people were happy with me, but people were not happy with me. Yeah, we watching movies, but we don't have the subwoofer, so we ain't getting the full experience. You didn't do your job totally right, Stuart, and we still got our eye on you. And I felt bad because I sat up there, I tried to find the best thing for the money so everybody could have the movies to watch, and I felt bad because that subwoofer wasn't working. When we pulled into port again, and we was out to sea for 2 or 3 weeks, people were happy to watch movies, but they weren't all happy, like I said. Well, as soon as we pulled in, I said, well, I'm gonna sit up here and try to find this subwoofer. And they had it next. We were in LaMotta Lane, I think. And they got this little bitty necks, about no bigger than a convenience store. I mean, the stuff they got in there is hardly anything, right? It was on top of this mountain. I mean, no shit, on top of a mountain. I took, what was it, a bus or something, to go up to the next and see what they had. And so I walk in there, and like I said, I know, no shit, this thing hardly had anything in it. Where's the stuff? So I found a little electronic section. They had like a radio, 1 or 2 TVs or something like that. Hallelujah. The same exact surround sound system that I bought back in Spain. Great. Now I can exchange this thing. I go to the people, hey, you know, I bought this thing in Spain. It's defective. I got it for the boat. Can I bring it back here? Well, no, you can't bring it back here. You got to bring it back to the place where you purchased it. What? It's not like, oh, I can't take it back to this Radio Shack. I got to go to the Radio Shack across town and bring it back where I bought it from. No. You telling me I got to leave this country and go back to the country that I bought it from? I'm like, that's not going to work at all. Please, come on. This is do or die, life or death. You gotta do this for me, please. The lady was nice, and bless her heart, she was like, okay, we'll do it for you. You don't have to bring the whole thing back. Just bring back the subwoofer, and I'll trade it out with you. What? That's outstanding. Great. Awesome. I get back in the shuttle, ride back down to the pier, and you had to catch a little ferry just to get back to the boat. Now, this whole trip is like an hour and a half long. Get back to the boat. I disconnect the subwoofer and everything, and I'm right back off the boat. Stuart, where you going? Hey, Stuart, what's it? And I'm just, so I could get back to the store and bring it back because they close at a certain time. And like I said, it was an hour and a half just to get back. So it's going to take another hour and a half to get back up to the store. Man, that's 3 hours. Not to mention maybe the 10, 20 minutes for me disconnecting this damn thing. Take the ferry, take the shuttle, go back up, good to go. She traded out for me. Outstanding. Here's the problem. If you ever went to one of these other countries, especially Italy, everything shuts down at 5 o'clock. I mean, there ain't no 24 hours there. It's shut down. Restaurants, stores, ain't nothing open. I barely made it out of there before they closed the door on me. Hey, I'm back. Oh, here's your stuff. Better, go ahead. Boom, shades come down. We'll close, sign flips over. Done, you're out of there. Man, wait a minute. Did the shuttle stop running? So there I am, no shuttle service, on top of a mountain, and I gotta get back to the boat. Mind you, the ferry stops running at like, 10 o'clock? So here I am, walking down the mountain, big ass subwoofer under my arm, trying to get to this boat. At least it was a straight shot, because there's not a whole bunch of streets, not a whole bunch of roads, one road, winding road, down the mountain, all the way to the dock. And it started raining. And the snow was this deep. No, it was no snow, but got down there. It's dark by the time I get to the ferry, barely making it. I mean, when I say 10 o'clock, it's like if they halfway through the journey between the dock and the boat, they kick you off and you gotta swim the rest of the way. No, but 10 o'clock they shut them shits down. And I just made it. I got back to the boat, hooked up the subwoofer. Man, next thing you know, we are movie live. I mean, subwoofer kicking, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I don't know how many calls there were from control, from the chief of the watch, saying, hey, turn that shit down. We can hear that shit all the way in control. But hooked it up, got it going. Everybody was happy. Everybody was so happy that I went to Meritorious Mass for that, man. And the First Class Association hooked me up and stuff. Everybody was really happy for that, and everyone was happy that I went above and beyond just to make this happy for them so they can have the entertainment on board, because, like I said, that's the most important piece of equipment on the ship, for real. Thanks for listening to my story. This is Sea Stories with Mr. Durite. I am your host, Mr. Durite. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. Okay. So you were having and I get on board before we pull up, because I never went through so much red tape to buy something for the boat. It was crazy. And then it was my first time, so it was all a new learning experience, right? Okay. So I didn't do research. I'm not gonna say I did research. But, so, there's that so again, crafty so. So, they was happy that I went above This is a long story. Shit. I'm gonna have to really edit it down.